never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow.
The past is gone. Now's the future.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the Weekly Review. My name is Mike Larkin, joined today by my friends. They're still here. They have not been cut. Paul Morales, the dead man of RWT and DC.
Wait a minute. No.
No. I haven't been released. I mean, unless all of a sudden, tomorrow morning you're going to end up putting up a post in either Max Wrestling or freaking RWT Facebook page that I've been released from my duties. That I've, you've giving me my papers, or my contract has not been renewed.
Oh, we're going to get to that at the end of the show. We have a lot to say.
I'll pay you.
I'll pay you. Come to my company. I love you all.
Come to my podcast. I'll pay you.
We have a lot to get into. So the first thing I think we're going to get into is just because I found this to be very funny. And we're going to start off with that girl, Mercedes Moné.
Oh, fucking hell.
So Mercedes Moné, as you can see on her website, mercedesmoné.com, let's be text buddies. And here's some bubbles of, hi, Mercedes, is Snoop Dogg really your cousin? When did you talk to him last? Hi, Mercedes, what are you doing today? Mercedes, were you really hurt in your match with Momo? He is. I saw him in NYC. We had dinner and talk, fam. I'm with my dog trainer tying to potty train Bugs Bunny. 100% her kicks bruised my throat and I couldn't speak for 2 days. So it's the question and answer everything portion. My super fans have always been my super friends. Now, like friends, they can text me directly and privately. I'm so excited to finally be able to connect this way. Sign up and text me now, Mercedes, for just $99.99 a month.
So for $100 a month, you can talk to a robot who may act, or a bunch of people who may actually respond to you thinking you're talking to Mercedes Moné.
Exactly. For just $99.99 a month. And this deal includes exclusive one-on-one, personal, private, text bubbles, question and answers. Just for an example, let's be text buddies. Hi, I'm Mercedes.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Have you ever been in a bunch of conversations with several different people and you're trying to respond to them each accordingly?
Oh, yeah.
Now, mind you, multiply that time by, say, maybe 1,000 people.
Yes.
And how are you going to get one-on-one with this woman? When is this woman going to have time to train? When is this woman going to have time to get back to you with any of that, any of your questions? You're going to be waiting there for at least a good, maybe, 5-6 days for a response from her. And then you're going to be pissed off by wondering why you're paying $100 a month by not getting a response back from Mercedes. Hence why I said, I think she's probably just gypping people, making them believe that they're answering her, when in reality, what they're doing is answering bots.
I mean, come on.
It's an AI chat bot.
Yeah.
An AI chat bot.
You got the Monet mag, you got her music and memories, and now you can text her. Come on. Mercedes, my friend. We're texting all the time. We're going to get the deets.
Chat GPT.
I'm going to say it.
Go ahead.
This is just going to be a lot of me ranting on this episode, folks. So I'm like 3 or 4 monsters in and a couple shots of Jack. So
even better.
Who the fuck has $99 a month to spare?
Sickos.
And who is blowing it on this?
Dumbasses.
Man, I don't even have $99 to pay for OnlyFans. I mean, I'm just saying. If that's the way I'm going, man, I might as well, if I'm gonna spend $99, at least I'm gonna get my money's worth on OnlyFans. I'm just saying, if she were showing something, I'm not saying that she is. That's not what I'm saying. You're not gonna end up sending her D pics, back and forth, with your text buddy over there.
Guarantee someone is going to.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that there's gonna be somebody that's gonna pay $100. Send her a D pic, and all of a sudden they're gonna end up getting deleted, and they're gonna be blocked, and they're gonna be wondering, oh man, can I get my money back? No, fool, you spent $100 to send her a D pic.
Yerp. So for $100 a month, text with Mercedes. Woo frickin' who.
Wow.
So more Mercedes Monet talk has been going on this week in discourse, and this is via Fightful. Regarding claims of Mercedes Monet exercising creative control to make sure she wins matches, sources in the know within AEW and NJPW both denied that type of thing ever happened and said they've never heard of her having creative control. A source familiar with both said she hasn't turned down losing because losing hasn't even been broached. Both companies had plans to push her heavily. They chalked up Mercedes' claims of creative control to be largely in character. So that is the latest on Mercedes Monet and her creative control.
I'm gonna just take this one first, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
Didn't she herself, and maybe I'm wrong, didn't she herself say she had creative control?
Yeah, with TMZ.
So either she lied, which, you know, maybe she was in character. We don't know. Or this is all bullshit.
Well, I mean, she
I
wrote
am
TMZ.
going to go with number 2 for 500, Alex.
Well, that's the thing where she's talking to the TMZ guy and she's like, yeah, Wayne and Tony work heavily and closely together with creatively. So you could definitely tell that there's some impact there. And Tony is known to have his favorites, and we know he loves him some Mercedes. So, I mean,
I'll pay you.
I love you, Mercedes. Here's 9 titles, Ultimo Mercedes. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm right there with you. I think it's all bullshit. And I notice how Fightful was so.
You're the next Austin Aries. Yay.
Yay, the belt collector. Oh, and you know where it's
No.
Oh God, you already know.
I don't really want to think it, and I don't really want to say it. What she is Jade Cargill times 4 belts.
I can see that.
Mike,
Because it has to be a spite on Jade. It has to be a spite on Jade. Jade had that winning streak. She ended up with a TBS title, and she ended up holding it for as long as she did, and had that undefeated streak before Chris Statlander beat her.
randomly
Beat her. And then it didn't elevate the title. It didn't do anything with the title. So all of a sudden it's like the title meant nothing to the company. So you put it on Mercedes so for it to mean something. But all she's really doing is filling a quota, I would say.
Man, I look at it like this. When you think of her run, like what Jade Cargill did was very special. And I think in this particular scenario, since she's gone off the WWE, much like Paul, much like you said, Dan, it's just a case of, okay, we're going to have her beat Jade's reign and be the longest reigning TBS champion. And it's just going to go nowhere. And it just isn't, because people are going to get sick of it, as if we aren't already. We know she's going to win the Owen Hart Cup Foundation tournament, and then she's going to beat Toni Storm. And we know. We just know. And we're sick of it. That's the
and we all know. And just as random as I honestly, I think the shit's funny.
Mm-hmm.
When it first broke that Mariah May might be going to WWE, people are like, oh, no, that's not going to happen. She's never going to. Now that it's looking like she's probably going to.
They turned on her.
They turned on her. They're like, well, good riddance. This and that.
She wasn't that good anyway. That whole thing. Yeah. I know.
That's the worst part is like, dude, she is so good.
And to be fair, it's on both
beyond
sides.
Good, and that she makes. Now, mind you, she's good for the age that she is. Now, mind you, she's still young. If you think back to when Charlotte started wrestling, her wrestling career, Mariah May is literally leaps and bounds past that.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So now you're looking at where she was at. Girl was in Stardom.
Oh yeah.
And you know what those Stardom girls are like. We got Asuka, we got Io Sky, we got Julia, we got Stephanie Vacour, and it's like, name them, they've all gone through that Stardom portal. They're all ass kickers. And what we're getting from Mariah May when she eventually does go to WWE is that we are going to get some phenomenal matches. And I can't wait for it.
Well, that's the thing to me. I look at it like this. It's like when Charlotte started in 2013 and like she's starting against Bailey and she's kind of like the baby face and it's not getting over. Then they put her with Sasha and Summer Rae and it's like, okay. And then once she beats Natalya for the NXT Women's Championship, that's kind of where it started for her, like right there the year later. But yeah, from where Mariah May is now at such a young age of 26 years of age to that feud she had with Tony and now the break off into the WWE realm, I'm here for it, man. And I mean, I look at it like this: what people are not here for, and the next one we'll go to is aha. So Ricochet, Ricochet just keeps aha. So he responded back to this fan, Jaden Blue 18. So they were talking with Ricochet because Ricochet has been praised by Tony Khan, his heel run in AEW, and he believes that he's one of the best characters in wrestling today. Tony Khan said on Z100 New York, shout out to Z100 New York. He's fantastic. He's an incredible wrestler. He's also a great talker, and he has a great personality, and it's about giving it an opportunity to showcase that. He's certainly really leaned to it and has found himself, and he's building one of the best characters, I think, in wrestling, which is the villain Ricochet that we see on TV right now. He's one of the most compelling and interesting people in wrestling, in my personal opinion. I'm proud that AEW has Ricochet on our roster for years to come, and hopefully forever, because that guy is a star. I love working with him, and I think Trevor is one of the best wrestlers on the planet right now. And Ricochet would quote to this, Trevor D. Man, with 2 N's, because I'm more of a man than you ever will be. And then Jaden Blue would write under it, dude has won 0 world titles since he's arrived. The main reason he jumped ship, with laughing emoji faces. And Ricochet has to quote tweet this because he can't fucking help himself. No, the main reason was that the WWE ruined my love and passion for the sport that I grew up loving. AEW helped me find that love again. Aha! So, yeah, okay. Ricochet, you were a former United States champion, Intercontinental champion, North American champion. You had hell of matches in career in NXT with the likes of the Velveteen Dream, Adam Cole, Bay, your team with Aleister Black. You've gotten the chance to be in there with Brock Lesnar and all these top names and people like the Seth Rollinses and the AJ Styles. You've worked with a lot of great people. You've wrestled Gunther.
And he teamed with Braun Strowman.
Yes, the Braun Strowman team. I was getting that. Yeah, the team with Braun Strowman was great.
Hey, maybe we get a reformation of that now.
Yeah, I think we can now. Absolutely. But that's the thing, too. It's
We'll
like
get to that later.
We'll get to that later. But that's the thing, too, is like you had so many career-defining moments in that thing. Like, it wasn't that bad. I mean, the Braun Breaker feud was even good towards the end when Braun took him out, and that elevates Braun. But, like, dude, you didn't really have it that bad. You really didn't. You really didn't.
I don't think I just think he's very bitter as to how things were, you know, in WWE.
Yeah.
I think he was very bitter at some of the things that didn't happen or should have happened in WWE, that he felt like he should have had the opportunities to do things. So,
well, have you heard of him on Jericho's podcast in early 2022? He's just like, yeah, you know, when Ricochet, you know, when he wrestled Sami Zayn, he won the Intercontinental title. This is when he was on this podcast before he came to AEW. He was just like, yeah, I won the title. I didn't really want to win the title, but they put it on me. So it's like, I guess I'm going to take this now, because he wanted to leave. And mind you, here's the thing. When he wanted to leave the original time, who was in charge? Wasn't Paul Levesque. It was Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis. So a lot has changed since then. So, I mean, Ricochet, I mean, you could be bitter all you want, but again, you had a good run in WWE, bro.
And you know,
go for it.
Go for it, dude.
Why do you have the thinnest skin in the fucking world? Like, it seems like anytime somebody has to clap back and say something, he's got to go on a little bitch fit and get his panties in a bunch, and he's got to get all upset in his feelings, and he's got to say something. Ignore people.
Well, he could say, oh, but he's in character. No, like, you're being a dickhead right now. It doesn't. I just get it.
WWE, to their credit, would not allow this bullshit.
Oh, did you see what they took down with fucking Keanu Carver? My God, with the shit that happened on Twitter with that. Like, that dude got his Twitter taken down and everything. That dude from Evolve, with what he said about
him lost his Twitter.
Oh, yeah. With what he said, for those who didn't see it, he pretty much made fun of the Samoans and calling Roman being dumb for Trump and calling them like not real N-words. Oh, it was bad.
Just as an aside,
yeah.
Even though Roman Reigns, Joe Anoa'i is not the current world champion.
Right.
He is still the, no pun intended, the big dog.
Oh yeah, he's the top head honcho.
Why would you piss off the Anoa'i family?
Because Keanu Carver also has Twitter fingers, and he couldn't just leave the comment alone that guy said to him, and he went on this whole thing.
I think you know what he had to have had been like, I'm not going to speak for him, but if you logically think about it, like say if we came on here and we decided to rant and rave about them choosing to, or at least Roman just choosing to side with the
administration.
The administration, and and he decided, and he's already said that he's a Democrat, but he understands that he agrees with some of the policies. Yeah, okay, he has his opinion.
Yeah.
Those are his. And then say we came on here and we started to bash him, for whatever reason. Yeah, we would probably get likes. We, of course, then again, we can cut clips and whatnot and say everything we wanted to say, put it on social media. But it would set ablaze how we're getting political, quote unquote, political on our show, when we should just be actually we could probably take Laura frickin' idiot's freaking thing about staying in our lane, but Laura Ingraham,
Lauren Ingraham,
yeah, we could stay in our lane.
I will say this much, and this isn't Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns is a character,
right?
Joe Anoa'i, as with any of us, are entitled to have our opinions.
Of course.
And this is all I'm going to get, I'm not saying the political idea. We all know where each other stand. We all know.
Yep.
However, Joe Anoa'i, any of them, any of them, they all have the right to have their opinions. And to make comments like this because someone supports this person or that person, I do not agree with. You got somebody, we don't like it when they, people on the other side don't like it when you support your chosen candidate. So why are you criticizing them?
I feel you. So
this, I gotta save the anger and the vitriol for
the main event of
a later topic.
Yes. So this was the screenshot. So Keanu Carver, who you've not checked out on Evolve, he's great. Like, he has a lot of potential. And I think he just killed his career. So this dude, America Rocks on Max, he wrote, "Big dog, follow back." And Keanu Carver said, "SMD, suck my you-know-what pussy." And if this guy wrote back, "You might be a little too hood for WWE, LOL. You type and act like a YN young N-word. This got to be a parody account." And Keanu Carver wrote, "These motherfuckers ain't ready for TS. They dick eating these Samoan motherfuckers who think they will like that, who be voting for Trump and ain't really like that." Bro, he could have just shut. First of all, spelling and grammar, and number two, he could have just shut the fuck up. Why? You don't put the phone down, man. Put the fucking phone down. And everybody's like, "Oh, but he's a real one for this." No, he's not. He's a dumbass.
He's a dumbass keyboard warrior.
And he literally just killed his career in one fell swoop.
You nuked, not killed. You nuked your career by going after
Roman Reigns,
one of the biggest families in pro wrestling today.
So and since this, he has had his Twitter deleted, and they probably, somebody from HR probably called him and said, "Hey, take that shit down."
I'm pretty sure that they did, but
or perhaps he maybe he had a little cerveza.
That too.
And got a either that, or maybe they said, "Hey,
no,
he'll be jobbing out on some random show."
So he'll
be on Reality of Wrestling pretty soon.
Oh, speaking of another,
no, he'll be in He'll be in some armory, in some bingo hall somewhere. Not
Yeah.
even GCW.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
GCW would not take that.
He'll be
role.
controlling his narrative.
Oh, if that
God.
controlling his narrative.
He'll be over here with the right to censor.
Oh, well, speaking of someone who should be censored in a way, kind of, sort of, here comes our next topic. So Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff had an announcement, brother, and this was the video that came out, and we all looked at it and just like, oh, for God's sake.
Fuck the Hulk Hogan.
Fuck the Hulk Hogan.
It's time, Hulk. I double dog dare you. We've been telling you about our third man, and today is the day. 9-time state high school champion, the coach of 8 UFC champions. This man knows it all, has done it all, and I can't wait. You know, we told you we were strapped. We told you we were Jack Boomba. But when I said we were stacked, I mean, we're ready to roll, bro. We're backed up after backed up. Here's a couple for the weekend, brother. What do you call this thing here? The monster, the master of disaster, the man that rules the world of wrestling. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy.
You've seen what these two have done before. We got the cash, we got the talent, and we got real American freestyle wrestling.
And we got our third man, Jack. You know, people are going to tremble. People are going to get scared because Eric is me, knows how to beat everybody. Izzy Mania is going to run wild on the whole world of wrestling. And now that we've stepped our game up and we're now in the world of professional freestyle wrestling, all I have to say is welcome to the black and blue. Welcome to the black and blue of freestyle professional wrestling. You're going to get paid to beat people up. You're going to get paid to win. You're going to get paid to make them scream. So roll out the red carpet. I don't want super. I want mega stars. So I have to say, what you gonna do when real American freestyle comes for you? Yeah.
I wonder how many throat lozenges that idiot had to take after that. I know he's like 11 years old and
I
God.
swear to God, I felt like I was back in 96, 97, but that was actually entertaining. This
Hey. WCW called. They want their NWO promos back.
Well, those are actually entertaining. This was just like two old men. So again, Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan and Izzy, this guy, Izzy, what the hell's his last name? Martinez?
Izzy Martinez.
Oh, God. Izzy Martinez. So he's legit. He's a wrestler. He's a coach.
Izzy Martinez. Is he a dumbass for working with Hogan and Bischoff?
Yes. Real
No,
American.
because they're all friends with Dana White, and
Yeah.
so if you don't know who Izzy Martinez is, Izzy is has trained several of the MMA fighters in UFC, and continues to do it through his school. I believe he was on the whatever UFC show where they have all the trainers, and they had Conor McGregor and
Randy
it's like
Couture.
Tough Enough or whatever it is, like
Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, there is a Tough Enough. TUFF enough.
Yeah. Anyways, they have the Ultimate Fighter show, so I know he's been on there. Just go look him up. I mean, he's well known in the MMA world, and obviously, I don't know if this is leading to a promotion. I don't know if this is just them, trying to get into the business, the business of wrestling, aside from freestyle wrestling. I'm pretty sure you're going to get a bunch of wrestlers. Almost, I guess it would be like Bloodsport,
I
For
can see that.
Bloodsport, you have all these wrestlers that go in there and they do what they do. Maybe he's gonna have them go in there and go into some freestyle wrestling show company. I don't know.
Just I don't want to see those two attached to anything. And a lot of people were suspecting that Vince McMahon.
Specifically Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, and a lot of people were suspecting that Vince McMahon was going to be the third man.
Hey, you saw when I had posted it, I was like, first thing I told you was,
if it's Vince McMahon. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. We all were.
I would not be shocked if Vince is behind the scenes pulling strings here.
And I wouldn't be surprised either. They said they have money,
which Bischoff and Hogan don't have.
Which Hogan has money, but he doesn't have promotion money.
Promotion money, yeah.
Neither is
so
Bischoff.
the only person like we just said right now, the only person that we can think of is Vince.
That's the thing.
Like Bischoff and Hogan, they got some money, but they don't have the capital needed to launch a large-scale promotion like this, like what they're wanting to do. There's got to be someone else.
For me, I'm just like, he has Real American Beer. Now we got Real American Freestyle Wrestling.
No, he has Real American Horse Piss.
Yes. I can't. I'm just like,
if
all right.
I was crawling through the Sahara Desert and I either had to keep going or you could hand me a cold glass of Real American Beer,
I'd keep
going and die of thirst.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think here.
I'd rather sit through Suburban
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah.
Or Real American Beer.
Hey, my old man used to be a fan of
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I'd rather watch. Yeah, for me, I'd rather watch Suburban Commando again, or I'd rather just have a fucking Zima and fucking.
What was that?
I would rather listen to Fran Drescher sing show tunes for a week nonstop.
I'd rather listen to friggin' Rufus Wainwright sing Judy Garland, clang, clang, clang goes the trolley, ring, ring, ring goes the bell. Then fucking that. What was that? What, Paul? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Suburban Commando.
What was that movie where they're drinking beer out of the boot? Das Boot.
Oh, Das Boot. Yeah, I know which one you're talking
about. Beer something. It's but anyways, you know what movie I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember how they're over? Remember how the German team are over off to the side drinking goat's pee?
Yes.
To get through the freaking
Beer Fest. Beer Fest.
That's what it was. Oh my god, that's what I'm. Dude, I love that movie. Stupid as all hell from the guys from Super Troopers. Stupid as all hell, but you know what? It's funny as all hell.
I'd rather listen to Jonah Hill on loop and Accepted, going about ask me about my wiener than fucking
ask me about my wiener. Underclass?
No, Accepted.
No, Accepted. Oh, I fucking love that movie too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would rather do anything than fucking watch Real American freestyle wrestling.
I'd rather ride that freaking half pipe that they built at the school than freaking drink Real American beer.
Oh god, would you rather watch Power Slap or Real American freestyle wrestling? Neither.
I'd rather watch Over the Top on loop.
Hey, all right.
I would much rather watch Ric Flair's last match.
Oh no!
Hold on. I would much rather watch Grease 2 than drink Real American beer.
I would much rather watch Jaws 3.
Oh boy, y'all are too much.
I'd rather watch every season of The Bachelor and Bachelorette than drink Real American beer.
I'd rather watch The Master of Disguise than fucking Real American
freestyle. Turtle.
That's the only funny part of the movie.
I would much rather listen to
That's a
Vince
running
McMahon
joke for my niece and I. We loved that was one of her favorite movies.
Did you say you'd rather listen to Vince McMahon sing Stand Back
than drink Real American beer?
Oh boy.
Well, we could go on and on about the things that we would like to do. I don't know if I would watch Suburban Commando over and over again.
Mr. Nanny, friggin' Hulk Hogan in the tutu.
Oh, Mr. Nanny.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch the Tooth Fairy than drink Real American beer.
Oh boy, there's.
I would rather watch Doom
Oh,
than drink Little Mac and beer.
I'd rather sit through freaking Chris Kattan and Corky Romano than watch this. I'd rather watch Pootie Tang and Welcome to Mooseport than
Hey, Pootie Tang was pretty funny. You got to admit that was pretty funny.
I gots to be dirty.
Definitely funny.
All right. I'll take that back. I'd rather watch Welcome to Mooseport than fucking Real American Freestyle Wrestling, and that killed Gene Hackman's career.
Oh man.
All right, we'll move on.
All right. We could be here for fucking months doing this.
Speaking of killing, thank God Stone Cold killed the idea, kiboshed the idea of Logan Paul revealing that he tried to pay him to dress up like a Prime bottle. Here we go.
Logan Paul said on his podcast that he offered you a sum of money to dress up in a Prime bottle and you turned it down. Is that true?
Man, if he said that, I'm not going to call him a liar. And I just thought that was kind of personal business. But so since it's out there, I turned it down. I'm in the beer business. I sell Broken Skull beer, and we're in about 25 or 30 states. I don't know anything about his product. I don't know about the ingredients in it, if it's good, if it's bad, or whatever. So it wasn't my thing. So I turned it down just because I wasn't into it, and that's no disrespect to him or his product.
I saw the reaction to that.
You could tell he was annoyed that got out. You could really tell that.
I would be annoyed too, man. I'd be annoyed if DC told me he wanted me to dress up like in a wiener outfit and say, "Ask me about my wiener."
But yeah, I would not be. I don't care how much money you give me. I would not come out in a Prime bottle. I'll pass.
I don't know. How much was he paying?
$1 million. Fucking goddamn.
All right, I'll do it. I'll be like I Show Speed and be a dumbass and stand out there.
Your thoughts on that?
I mean,
what?
Stone Cold don't need the money though.
No, he does not. So now I'll play one more clip after this because we have a clip.
I think it probably would have been better had he had I Show Speed in the bottle and Stone Cold stun him for $1 million.
I will take that. I would watch that all day. Absolutely.
And I would watch that all day too.
Yes.
Shit.
Look at the comment I put in the chat.
Okay, I will take a look. And on the chat here on streamer. Oh yeah, I got it. I would rather. Oh wow. Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna read that out loud, but I agree. Oh boy. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh, we digress.
Okay.
We can't cope with Logan Paul.
No, and we can't cope with cope. And I'm not reading that out loud on the show, but that's an inside joke for us to know when you to find out. Anyway.
It's for us to know and you not to.
Not to know. So we go with Cope next. Cope was on First Up with Coralneck and whoever the guy, Cola. I'm going to call him Cola because I can't pronounce that last name. Coralneck and Cola. So Adam Copeland reveals that it takes him a good week to walk normally after a match. I'll have a match and it'll take me a good week to finally start walking normal. And I always say I'm like the evolution of man when I wake up in the morning. I start off as like a Cro-Magnon, and then I make it up to Neanderthal, and then eventually I'm human, but it takes a little while. Adam, don't fucking wrestle anymore.
You know what? Let me kind of take a detour from this subject, but it actually has to do with him. Yeah, did you know that? The one thing that we were gonna bring, I didn't tell you about him was that WWE is actually not renewing the contract for the name of Edge.
Oh wow!
So okay. What we could get is Edge in AEW, and I'm almost certain that Adam Copeland is really going to pick that up because it's his name. There is nobody on this planet that looks at him and says, "Oh, hey, Adam Copeland" or Cope. No, that's Edge. That's the rated R superstar Edge, not the rated R superstar Adam Copeland, or not the rated R superstar Cope. But that was the latest thing that came out. I believe it was either yesterday or the day before that WWE is not going to renew the contract for Edge, for the name Edge. So now it's going to be for free, up for grabs. So I'm pretty sure Adam Copeland will now become Edge
I
in
got a better idea.
AEW.
I'm cool with that.
I would much rather see Edge than Adam Copeland. Now I love Adam Copeland.
Right.
I think Adam Copeland is genuinely an awesome guy. I think he's really, really great. That person.
Yes.
But who the name that Adam had made famous was Edge. And yes, that was a WWE thing. Yes, that was over there. But now he could pick it up. And now it could be his trademark forever.
Forever, ever.
Forever, ever? Forever, ever?
We should get that trademark.
Edge for us. Yes.
Hey, we should. Then he could pay us for it.
Well, I'll pay you.
You'll
I'll pay you.
You'll pay us.
Or maybe that's who could pay us for it.
Yes.
That's it. I'm gonna go look and see how much it is.
We'll sell it cheap.
Very cheap. So
how about we sell it for $30 million? That'd be $10 million a piece. Hey, no taxes.
No taxes.
Willing to negotiate.
We are.
We are willing to negotiate.
Now, Dan, your thoughts on Edge with this comment about not being able to walk for a weekend? Hopefully, we get Edge in AEW. I'm sure we will.
I'll say this as an Edge fan. I've been an Edge fan for years.
No, you're a Cope fan.
Cope?
Fuck that. No. If it is causing you this much pain, it's not worth it. Like, I get it. You want to end your career on your terms, and that's more power to you.
Right.
But at the same time, at what cost?
I think it's more so the violent things that he does in the ring. I don't know if
that cage match.
Oh God.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like now I think it hurts him a lot more now that he's had that
injury,
the injury to his ankle, and the one to his knee. Since he's been in AEW, so I don't know if that's also a factor too. But you're not 25 anymore. You're 55, so you got to play with the good with the bad.
That you do.
I think realistically, I think it's going to end up with he and Christian, winning another tag title.
One last run, yeah, I think so.
Which I'll be honest, I'd be okay with.
Just
for the benefit of those with flash photography, last time.
Agreed. For the nostalgia and just that era. Yep. You think you know me. Now, somebody that we do
with kazoos.
Now, someone who needs to get kazooed and someone that we wish we don't know, we're going to get it out of the way because we have 3 more clips to play here and stuff that I found, and then we'll get into the releases. He already knows where we're going. Okay. So Uncle Dave did it again. So Dave Meltzer, this clip is short. It's while talking to someone who attended a lot of the Mania Week Vegas indie shows at the Palms, Dave was told this about how uncool and negative everyone was about AEW. It's just uncool. Tony's uncool. Triple H is cool. And here's the clip from Meltzer said what?
One thing, I don't remember if you were there or not. Somebody was talking to me over this week, and they were at a lot of the shows at the Palms, right? And they said that the one thing when they would listen to people is just how uncool and negative everybody was on AEW. And it's like, the thing is like, they put on like these great TV shows and great matches of late, but it's just, and I go like, what do you mean? It's like, it's just uncool. Tony's uncool. Triple H is cool. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, that's, and in a big sense, I've kind of said that same thing for months, but I don't think I really expressed it well sometimes. And when I was told that, it was kind of like, yeah, that's kind of the thing. WWE is just cool. And we're in a society where, whether it's music or whether it's movies or whether it's anything, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, when you're uncool, man, you're just uncool, like there's TV stations that are uncool. It doesn't matter how good a job they do and what their programming is. Those stations are uncool. There's TV stations that are cooler and they do better, and WWE is very cool right now. AEW can't do what they did You know, they can't do 60,000 people 2 straight nights. They can't do it. And so therefore they're secondary. And it's like, it doesn't matter. You know, people said the booking this, the booking that ain't the booking. You know, it just became uncool because enough people told you for a long enough time that they're a money pit and it's a spoiled, you know, rich kid and blah, 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 and all that. And, you know, and that just makes it uncool. You know, it just became uncool because enough people told you for a long enough time that they're a money pit and it's a spoiled, you know, rich kid and blah, 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 and all that. And, you know, and that just makes it uncool. And then the guys all want to really be in WWE, which, you know, there are obviously people there who do want to be in WWE, and there's obviously people who absolutely don't want to be in WWE, and there's people who just want to, you know, and there's also people there who just want to make the most money, and they can make more money in AEW, so they want to be in AEW because that's specifically the goal, is to make the most money with the least amount of travel dates. And, you know, if you're the right person, you can do that in AEW. So
Okay.
but yeah, were you there?
Stop.
Cut it.
Okay, stop.
Mike,
Here's you know, the one thing that gripes the shit out of me, that really fucking works a fucking nerve, is Dave Meltzer. Now, here's the thing, is that, you know, as well as I do, we do not say anything about the fucking wrestling.
Right.
The wrestling is awesome. We know it's fucking great. We know that those wrestlers can go out there and put on a fucking show. That is not remotely what is wrong. It is the fucking booking. It is the inconsistency of the booking that goes on in AEW. That's really the main reason why a lot of people hate AEW. Specifically, point blank to the end. That is the main reason why people hate AEW, is because of the damn inconsistency in booking and the stupid storylines that they have. It's not every single one of them, but there are so many where people are just like, I am so fucking fed up with this bullshit, and they turn it off. You know that. You know that. You know that. It's the same shit over and
Mike's
over again.
cat knows that.
Oh yeah, cat tax.
Yeah, and Miss Jackson over there knows what's up.
He's coming over. Hey, there he is.
Cat tax.
Hey, look,
Cat
I'm
tax.
sorry, Mr. Jackson. Ooh,
Jackson knows that they suck. It's okay.
yeah. See, but that's the thing, though. Even your mom and your dad know.
Mama Lark know they suck.
Yeah. See, but it's not the wrestling. We know. We see it every week. We see how talented these guys are, but it sure as hell is everything else but the wrestling.
Right. And that's the thing. You know, we don't criticize. It's matches for matches, and the matches are fine. But it's like if they don't make sense, like even tonight, like they had FTR against the Paragon in a 2 out of 3 falls match. It's just like I have no desire to see FTR against Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and Roddy. I just don't in this new era of what they're trying to do with them as heels, and Daniel Garcia being in the mix. I'm like, I don't care.
And you know what I'll say? Like, how do we know that this shit even happened? Like, anybody can say, well, I was at the Palms with all these shows and I heard this and I heard that. I'm
literally going to have to ask Denise Salcedo if she heard anything, because she was at the Palms.
She was at the Palms, yeah.
Can we say, I'll take shit that never happened for 1,000, Alex?
I just think that Dave sees the online discourse and he can't take the fact that everybody, much like us and everybody online, cannot stand the way that they fucking book, because he loves AEW so fucking much.
The talent, like you said, is there. Like, they have some of the best wrestlers in the fucking world. There's no doubt about that. There's literally, have we ever said their roster's shit? Have we ever said that?
No.
And I will say,
we say it's stacked to the fucking brim.
Exactly.
With talent.
I will say one thing that AEW does right, that, you know, they don't bring in Travis Scott with that bullshit fucking song.
Fiend.
Michael, I will find you.
And I will friggin' taking over here Liam Neeson on my ass. Okay. But yeah, no, I agree. That just the Travis Scott thing. We complained about WWE. We hated the fucking WrestleMania finish with Travis Scott.
Yeah, and we gripe about the same shit. We gripe about every fucking thing. We came on alive. The that second night. And what did we do? We fucking
griped.
talked shit about Travis Scott. We
Scott, the whole
talked shit
time.
about everything that happened that night that we thought was the drizzling shits.
Yeah.
Dude had like 8 weeks. You're telling me in all that fucking time you couldn't have learned to take a decent fucking crossroads?
Exactly. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's
Like
what I
one
said.
move. It's
That's what
literally
I
one
said.
move.
You had all this time to fucking train this idiot to do something in the fucking ring, and that's what we fucking got. That's some bullshit.
Well, look at it like
That
this.
is some bullshit.
Well, like this week, everybody.
You know
was-
what? I will say this. I would rather drink real American beer than watch that match again.
Hey, okay, fair enough. All right, now, well, look at
At least somebody would
Especially,
drink that beer.
I'm an equal opportunity hater.
okay, fair enough, Daniel.
And fuck the Hulk Hogan.
Fuck the Hulk
Fuck
Hogan.
the Hulk Hogan.
But it's like when he brings in Mayu Yamashita on friggin' AEW and an Eliminator with Tony Storm, that means nothing. And he does this fucking 8-man all-star match. Again, that means nothing, just to put fucking bodies out there because he doesn't know where the hell to go with Tony Storm after the Mercedes stuff because that's what we're going with. And then the fucking 8-man tag, it's like Kevin Knight and fucking like all of this stuff that they're doing. It's like, who cares? It's
And
nothing.
you had a fucking chance to get Ring of Honor on national television.
And he blew it.
And you blew it.
And we had fucking
Because
Nick
you wanted a better fucking deal. We would have Ring of Honor on at 8 o'clock on a fucking Tuesday night. And
But
a great time slot.
But Tony said no.
And going up against NXT, which would probably still be on the USA Network.
Yeah.
And this week you had fucking Nick Wayne against Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World Television title, and they're fucking doing this now where Sanjay Dutt, Jeff Jarrett and them might kick out Sanjay Dutt because they're tired of his leadership. And I'm like, we went from that with him and MJF and Bobby Lashley now, and they gave him the thumbs down. And we want you to go and hurt somebody, then you'll get in.
No, we went from Jeff Jarrett at
Yeah.
the beginning of the year saying he wanted to do what John Cena did and go on a tour where he wanted to win some gold,
Right.
where he wanted to win the AEW world title.
Yep.
To all of a sudden, now he's trying for what? A tag team title, a trios title, the Ring of Honor 6-man title. Oh, those not even exist anymore.
Doesn't even exist anymore.
The television title. Pretty soon he's going to go after the
National title.
Ring of Honor women's title for all we know, or the women's television title for all we know.
Jeffrey
He wants some
Jarrett.
gold around his waist. That's all he wants.
It's terrible. Like they're so stop and start. The Death Riders still suck. We know that Moxley's going to beat Joe in the cage in a few weeks. It's just like it's nothing. It's boring. And I hate to say that. And I've been watching it since 2019, and even these two have, even before that with the first All In. It's not like it was. It's not like it was.
The one thing that Denise did say about the Palms Hotel was that she said that there was so much smoke in that place. Like she said, it smelled like cigarettes throughout the whole freaking casino. She
Right.
said she was over there. She was choking. She said, luckily, Bully Ray's freaking rooftop was on the roof, was on the up in the upper suites, but she said she couldn't handle it. Like she literally had to leave. She ducked out because there was too much smoke. Like she couldn't handle it. The following night through her watch along, she was over there trying to clear her throat, drinking all kinds of water. So I believe me, I know that much.
Yeah, it just and we don't hate AEW. We're frustrated,
I don't.
but we don't hate it. Like again, I hate that fan base that can't fucking take criticism.
No. Two
And let's
fucking
be
whiny
fair
bitches.
here. Let's be fair here. WWE fan base is not any better.
Oh, they're not. Absolutely
No, they're not. We'll get to that in a little while.
Get to that a little bit. But as we move on, again, equal opportunities here, folks.
Equal opportunity haters.
So Conan, in a recent article said, Conan on their future after WWE purchase with money, you'll see what we can do. And I'm going to tell you right now, reading that right there, that blurb, that makes me excited to see when worlds collide. I think this is going to turn out so well for them now that they're back with WWE. It's going to be really good and interesting to see that show now.
Can we please get AAA some new title belts? Like, I'm sorry, their world title's ugly as fuck.
Hey,
But
I
that's-
am in agreement, and so is their women's their women's title. I
Right.
have to say that those are probably the two ugliest titles in all of professional wrestling. Except for a lot of the titles that actually have their literally have the name of the company across the front of the whole freaking belt. Like, you don't need that. I know WWE has it. I know it's a couple of W's, but at the same time, to have a full written name across the front of the belt, that's ugly as all hell. AEW.
Yeah. But
I'm just joking. I'm just
I mean-
joking.
I
At
mean,
least
dude,
it doesn't say All Elite Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. At least it doesn't
Or-
say that.
Let's look at the monstrosity that is the IWGP World Heavyweight title.
Yeah, that one needs to go back to the original one.
If
The
you
last
want to hear a great discussion about championship titles, check out Uncaged with Michael and myself. The link will be down below. Cheap Pop number 1.
number one, yes. So I will say this: when it comes to Conan and AAA and what they're going to cook up, I'm excited. I think with everything, we're going to get the Vikingos. I mean, you saw in the commercial, there's Laredo Kid was in there, the Vikingos, every luchador under the sun. It's going to connect well and translate well when we get to When Worlds Collide.
Do you think we'll get Alberto El Patron?
No, for the love
No.
of God, thank God, no.
Thank God, no.
Oh, that was a plus. You know what else was a thank God? I have to mention this because all right, this actually have to give a shout out to Paul because we talk about this blends in with AAA because of what they can do. I've said that relationship and partnership, especially with TNA, and we'll get to where we think they go at the end here. But someone did sign with TNA, and Paul put out the clip of the three of us talking about it last November on the Twitter page. Indy Hartwell has signed with TNA. We said it back in November. Go to TNA. And she went to TNA. So congratulations to Indy Hartwell. I am really looking forward to seeing what she does in the Knockouts division.
You mean Mrs. Dexter Loomis?
Mrs. Dexter Loomis, yes. And that means we're probably going to get her on NXT in the future, which makes me happy because that's going to be cool. So I am excited for Indy Hartwell and TNA. What I also was excited.
I thought it was one of the better pickups for them. I think there will be more. And if everything seems to go to the way I will end up in my rant later, I will predict as to where everybody else goes, where at least I believe that they'll go.
I mean,
did you notice
good
who made their return to TNA? Robert Stone.
Oh, Robert Stone?
People were pissed about this. So Robert Stone, they're going to have Santino Marella under review, and Victoria Crawford, the former Alicia Fox, who was in attendance at the pay-per-view, is now going to get a fucking Knockouts title match against Masha Slamovich at Under Siege.
Why?
And people were pissed.
Why?
People were so mad.
Robert Stone, the former Robbie E.
Robbie E, yes, which is cool. That was cool to see. I did enjoy that. I thought that was funny. But no, are you guys excited for Masha Slamovich and Victoria Crawford?
At least Robbie E didn't come out going like this.
Yet. But I mean, Victoria Crawford, I have no problem with Alicia Fox. I'm not like everybody who's like, ugh, but I mean, it's going to be a quick one.
You know, she seems like she's trying, which if that's the case, I haven't paid attention much to her since she left.
Yeah.
The one thing that I did notice is that she got sober.
Oh, that which is always a plus.
Which is great for her.
Great for her.
Which is, I am so proud of her. I am that I will say that she got sober. I know that she did show up in WWE a few times. She was a little inebriated, and people took notice of it. People in the back took notice that she was very inebriated one night. She was supposed to be scheduled for a match, I believe, or a segment, one or the other, but she didn't even actually make it out to the ring because she passed out somewhere.
Oof,
I believe that was the story.
I think so.
That was the story.
I think there was I think there was an incident where she was in no fit state to go out, and they were like, no, you're. I think that was the last time when they basically said, either rehab or you're done.
Oh yeah, that was the one. I knew that they had sent her to rehab, and I know when she eventually did get her release, at least she stayed in rehab and didn't
And
go back on it. So I'm glad for her.
whatever,
At least whatever gives her the next opportunity, I'm happy
yeah,
for.
Same.
whatever the substance is, anyone that is, that is trying to get clean from whether it be alcohol or any other substance, if you are out there and you are trying to get clean, kudos to you, because that is, that's
It's hard.
it's a bitch.
That it is.
So
I know.
I would love nothing more than to see her make it.
Same. I'm in total agreement with you on that.
Even though we can kind of agree, we can all agree that this is going to be a squash match.
Oh, absolutely. And
She's gonna get fucked up. She's gonna get messed up. Masha's gonna hurt her.
And also the fact that she beat Tessa Blanchard, I was very happy to see that because thank God, she beat Tessa at the paper. I was very happy about that.
To be fair, anybody beating Tessa Blanchard is gonna be good.
This is very true.
I still can't believe Ryan and Nick Nemeth
are the tag champs.
Tag team champions. And the fact, oh man, I wish I got to get that clip for next week for our next show. But man, Ryan Nemeth went on a good one on Busted Open. But man, that was funny. I have to admit, they were pretty hilarious.
My big brother Nick,
all kinds of smack, saying now that they're the greatest brother tag team of all time. I'm just like, oh my god, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. That's Devon and Bubba Ray. They're the best brother tag team.
I beg to differ. It would be the Undertaker and Kane.
Oh yeah, them. Yeah.
Billy and Bart Gunn.
Stop it.
Oh man, you know how awesome they were, man.
I was entertained though. I thought the whole Rebellion card really.
Were you sports entertained?
I was sports
entertained. But no, I was. Okay. I thought that they also added something. That was a great element to it. Was the fact that Joe Hendry retained, and I was thinking Ethan Page was going to win over Frankie Kazarian. Then Trick Williams comes out and hits him with the trick shot, and then he did it again on Impact. So if we could get Trick Williams winning the TNA World Title, I ain't mad at it.
It's interesting. Frankie Kazarian is actually my cousin Francis. Her son goes to middle school with Frankie Kazarian's son.
Wow. Okay.
And when they said Yucca Valley, I was actually recording it at the time. I know it's illegal. Shh, don't tell nobody. But I know it was illegal to do that. But I actually recorded it for my cousin because she actually knows them. She actually met him and oh God, Miss Brooks. That's Tracy Brooks. That's TNA Hall of Famer Tracy Brooks, who knows her too. So she said they're very, very nice people. She said they're very, very wonderful. So yeah, just thought I'd throw that little tidbit out there.
I remember the brief spell that Frankie Kazarian was in WWE and
2005 on Velocity.
Yeah.
No, when he went to when he showed up in NXT for the Battle Royal. That I thought that would have been more of a moment. No, I think he should have had a little bit more time to come back.
I agree.
And
it meant something.
Yeah, and it meant something to him because even though he got eliminated real quick, but we won't go there. We won't go there. Dang that Shawn Michaels.
MU Shawn Michaels, but no, I think the trajectory of the WWE TNA relationship, I definitely want to get in there, is very, very pivotal to where we go.
Look how NXT ended this past week.
Oh my goodness gracious, yes! We had Joe Hendry as well take the shot by friggin' Dark State. My goodness gracious, and I mean the end of NXT this week was just whoo, y'all.
you have to admit one thing, that Shawn Michaels does cook when he has to. Shawn Michaels does cook really, really well.
Oh yeah.
I wonder, since it was reported, I remember a number of months back, that the eventual plan once he retires is for CM Punk to take over NXT.
Yeah, I heard that rumor.
I heard Shawn was going to go up to the main roster to help Triple H,
and that Punk might take over.
Which I think that would be awesome. I mean, whether it happens, at any point in time, I think that would be awesome.
I honestly, and I will say this, of the three brands, the way that I would rank them, not right now, from best to worst, I would put SmackDown at number 1, NXT at number 2, Raw at number 3. Raw needs help. Their tag division is non-existent.
Well, that's for certain.
It's the New Day and it's War Raiders.
But they're not putting, Brutus and
no,
they're not putting them out there. The Creed brothers, they're not putting them out there to do any tag.
We had that
team stuff.
Absolute banger of a TLC match, which, by the way, that got 5 stars.
Hey, Uncle Dave giving it the 5 stars,
which I will say,
okay,
well earned.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 stars. Give it back.
It's that friggin' episode of South Park, man. Friggin' World of Warcraft.
But seriously, it was an absolute great. It was a great TLC match.
Oh, it absolutely was. And I mean, like you mentioned with the main event of NXT with Io Shirai getting the win in the tag team match, that really solidifies where we're going with that. I loved it, man. Julia and Roxanne have the best pairing, and we'll get to that when we get to Cora Jade getting released. But God, man, like that NXT show from top to bottom with Sol Ruca and everything that's going on with Zarya, I really do enjoy where we're going now. Like you mentioned the Raw side of things, we will also put in the clip of Sean Ross Sapp here when it comes to Sean Ross Sapp talking about the tag team division, what he said on Fightful Live.
How WWE booked the tag team division, they might as well get rid of it. No! Book it better! Stop saying that. Stop giving them less responsibility. Stop holding them to a high standard.
But speaking of stuff that went live, I will put this into fruition here. We have someone else, a new signing, if you will, that we are going to talk about here. Mayu Iwatani has joined Marigold after leaving Stardom. Welcome, Mayu Iwatani, to the world of Marigold. I'm happy.
Man, she is going to kill it. She already killed it in Stardom, but I already know that she's still going to kill it in Marigold, which is also a partner of WWE, by the way. So,
which that's what I initially thought we could see her on NXT or what have you. I mean, we've seen her against Kelly Klein and Ring of Honor. We've seen her all over the world. Like that girl has it. Oh
yeah, she's got it. She's again. I can emphasize again. Like Mariah May, we could emphasize about all the women that came out of Stardom and came from that Japan pipeline. We're gonna see we've seen so many amazing talented women come out of there, and obviously with Megan Bayne, who is another name who has been out there, Mariah May, Toni Storm has been over there.
I was gonna say Megan Bayne, who? Because we haven't seen her ever since she lost to Toni Storm. She feuded with
Hey, you know what? Hey, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I mean, eventually Tony's gonna end up having to figure out what to do with her, because if he doesn't, then
yeah,
we're gonna see, Mr. I'm cooking in the kitchen, looking her up.
Absolutely. And I mean, there's so much great stuff going with this. Why we mentioned partnerships like Mayu Iwatani, huge addition to Stardom, and I cannot wait to see what she does there. So I'm sorry, Marigold from Stardom. I think that's the best part about it, is more people for places to work and everything that goes into what we get to see with the things. And Dan, I just saw what you wrote with the chat. You stopped that right now. So speaking of going into
I will not.
Going to the next part of the show, I have 2 more clips. One of the clips I definitely wanted to put on here was Eric of the Viking Raiders, the War Raiders, was on Chris Van Vliet's show, and he was talking and he talked about what happened when Vince McMahon getting the Viking Name Experience name changed and whatnot. Here is what he had to say in this interview.
Viking Experience comes up. I look, and I'm like, oh no. So I walk up, and Hunter was actually ringside, and he's texting, and I walk up to him, and I was like, "Hey, dude, is this a rib?" And he just shakes his head and goes, "I wish." I'm like, "What do we do?" He's like, "Well, you got to go talk to Vince." I was like, "All right, cool." So, Ivar's plane was late, so he like gets to the building. I tell him like, "We got to go talk to Vince. This is bad," right? So we go get in line. We stand. We make plead our case. Said Viking Experience sounds like a Disney ride, like it sounds like something like A Small World.
Yeah, it's right
like
next
the
to Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, and the teacups and all that stuff. Yeah, the Viking Experience. Bring your kids, right? So like, I mean, we pitched that case, and Vince was like, well, it makes sense, but we don't have time to get that through legal, because we asked to be Viking Raiders, because we heard through a little birdie told us. The initial time when we changed from War Machine to War Raiders, they were really stuck on Raiders, right? So all of the names had Raiders in them. This time, Vince was really stuck on us being Vikings. He loved Vikings, right? Like, little known fact, Vince was a big fan of the history show Vikings, which is probably why we got called up in the first place, because he was like, "Hey, we got Vikings on TV, bring them up." So He wanted us to be the Viking something, right? And the problem is Viking's a very popular thing in culture right now, so nothing could get past legal, nothing could get trademarked, nothing could get whatever. Viking Experience was shockingly free because no one wanted to be that, including us. So we asked to be Viking Raiders, and by this point it's like 7:30, right? The show's going on at 8. And he was like, "Well, we can't get this cleared through legal at this point, so what we'll do is you'll be the Viking Experience today, and if we really don't like it, then we'll be Viking Raiders next week." And, no press is bad press. So like, worst case scenario, people will talk, they'll be talking about you. And so we're like, okay. And as we're leaving the office, kind of an afterthought, he goes, "Oh, and by the way, one of you is Ivar and one of you is Eric. I don't care who." And we just walked out, and I looked, and we were steps. I mean, maybe 2 steps outside of his office. And Ivar grabs my arm, like, for real. And he's like, "Please don't make me be Eric. My brother's name is Eric." And like, the bully in my brain for like 3 seconds, I was like, "Man, I really should be mean."
Yeah.
No, okay, fine. You can be Ivar. But I really...
That's great.
I love those dudes.
Me too. The Viking Experience lasted 1 week, and then it was gone because we were all outraged, as they were, because it was so stupid.
Honestly, I don't think he would ever admit it, but I think Viking Experience was probably Vince's idea.
Oh, yeah.
And when he brought that up, he's probably thought to himself, "Oh, God damn it, that is a bad idea."
Yeah, probably really.
You can fire who came up with it. I did that.
Having the Viking Experience. Yeah.
Of all the dumb shit that Vince did,
The Viking Experience.
let's just run that one on. Let's just add that one to the list.
Yeah, you had such a team as the War Machine and Ring of Honor and New Japan. Then they're the the Viking Raiders and NXT. And then they're Viking Experience, and they're back to the Viking Raiders, and now they're the War Raiders. It's just.
But if you had already had that name in NXT, why didn't it transition into the main roster? It doesn't make any fucking sense. If you already had it on your in NXT, which is already means that your company already owns it. Right. It had to have been a rib. It had to have been one of those Vince, "Let me rib you."
Ha ha ha! You're gonna be the Viking Experience.
Such good shit.
Speaking of good shit, I will say this: we mentioned TNA.
No, that was drizzling shits.
Well, I will say this is not the drizzling shit. This is actually good shit. So TNA, we mentioned the great pay-per-view and the great action and the partnerships earlier in the show, but we're going to talk about TNA now. What the recent thing is. TNA officials informed the locker room today that going forth, excessive blood and blading will not be permissible by the promotion. The edict was made official earlier today during a talent meeting, In the case of hard-way blood or something like a bloody nose or mouth, blood will be allowed, and it was noted that it's understandable that sometimes blood will be a result of contact in the ring, but purposeful heavy bloodletting in a thing of the past in this promotion. The decision was made in order to protect the health of the talents, as well as keeping current and potential advertisers and partners in mind. The last match for now that will feature any excessive blood from the promotion will be a dog collar match between TNA International Champion Steve Maclin and Eric Young, which was taped on May 1st, and this was according to PW Insider. So I like the edict. I like it with stuff that they're working with advertisers and everything. I think it makes sense.
This was specifically after that match between Sami Callihan and Steve Maclin.
Oh yeah,
and that was the barbed wire match that they had. And as bloody as Steve Maclin was walking up the ramp, it was a good match. Don't get me wrong, it was a really, really good match. But the fact that the lasting image of that match was literally Steve Maclin walking up the ramp and his face looked like a freaking crimson freaking mask.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one. So I guess no more barbed wire matches in TNA.
I mean, we've had that before with Abyss.
Monsters Ball.
I mean, we've had that with Abyss and everybody back in the day, but this is a time in 2025 where they need to have a better outlook, and I think they have the right outlook here. Even though it is cool, it's a great from the image standpoint. But at the end of the day, you want your wrestlers to be safe.
And can I just say it? Like I think we're getting closer to seeing reports of WWE has announced the purchase of TNA Wrestling.
I think we are getting closer to that, but I'm okay with that because, again, you have AAA Mexico, which you can turn NXT Mexico from AAA out.
I will be honest. I really think as we record this, it is Sunday, May 4th.
Yes.
By the way, happy Star Wars Day.
May the 4th be with you.
I'm gonna say so we're about 5 months in. I'm gonna say by December 31st.
Okay.
WWE will have purchased or will have announced its intent to purchase TNA Wrestling.
Oh yeah.
And I would not be shocked. So they'll have acquired this year. They will have acquired AAA, TNA. I wouldn't be shocked if their next acquisition is going to be a Japanese promotion. Whether it be Noah,
All Japan.
Honestly, I think they're going to make a play for Bushi Road, aka New Japan. That, and I know we're going off here, but I'm going to say it. What was it that Rock said in one of his promos? He's 20 steps ahead.
If you want to be 20
wearing the New Japan shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Rubik's Cube.
Yep. It's chess, not checkers.
So would I see? I don't think they're going to buy New Japan or try to buy New Japan at least outright. They're going to buy Bushi Road.
Yeah, that would make more sense for them to buy Bushi Road rather than buy New Japan.
Because see,
that all depends, though. I mean, we got Tanahashi who's finishing up he finished up his career, but at the same time, you want to have a lasting impression across the world. So I don't know. If that's the case, I would like to see them buy All Japan, if not Noah, or at least have some stake in it.
I know he's done in America, but hear me out. What I would love to see, because I think Tanahashi has said he is done basically at the end of the year.
Right.
Hear me out. Imagine at a New Japan show in the Tokyo Dome, you have Hiroshi Tanahashi versus John Cena for the WWE title.
I think that would be amazing.
Somewhere Amir's head is turning around right now.
Yeah. Yes.
Say his name and he'll appear.
Hold on, let me message him.
That is.
You cannot tell me that would not do huge buys.
Oh, it absolutely would. I think John Cena, Joe Hendry, John Cena, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
I think John Cena and Joe Henry will happen this year.
I think so too. And I mean,
with as much of a push that they've given him, and as much as praise as they've given him, man, that man's going to end up in a great match with at least John Cena.
That's what
we got to see him at WrestleMania.
That we did. And that's what I love about all this, man. It's fresh, it's new. And again, we talk about this so many times, just stuff that we wouldn't have seen years ago under different regimes. This is the time, this is the place for everybody to work together, connect in synergy. And which also brings me to this, because my goodness gracious, Paul and I are here for it, much like Dan is. So we put it on the last show of Kenzie Page with that promo to Natalya, taking her out and everything, fighting at school. What?
I just realized something.
Yes.
We talk about, you just mentioned John Cena versus Joe Hendry.
Yes.
You know what pay-per-view is on October 12th, 2005? Or sorry, 2025 rather?
Would that be Bound for Glory?
Yes.
Okay.
What if the main event of TNA's Bound for Glory 2025 is John Cena versus Joe Hendry for the TNA title?
Damn.
Take my money.
And you know where the pay-per-view is taking place?
Where?
Lowell, Massachusetts.
Hey. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I'm speaking it into existence. Make it happen.
Bookmark
it. It's right there.
It
needs to happen.
And you can't tell me if you approach John Cena and you say, hey, we have this idea. I think Cena would be down to do it.
I think so too. I honestly think he would too.
I do too.
Not only that, but you have, it doesn't need to be by pinfall. You have Hendry win it.
Oh, yeah. And have him get the rub from John Cena? Hell yeah.
Or hell, you could even have it be for the WWE title. Have Hendry win it by disqualification.
I'm hooked. Whatever you do.
Anything to put them in the ring together to face each other, I'm here for it.
Same.
What if you have hear me out. What if Joe Hendry enters and wins Money in the Bank?
Ooh.
Ooh.
That would be funny. That would be very interesting, though.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, everything that we have going on right now. I'm here for
it.
Go to bed.
Everything that is very much interesting is this right here. Natty cut the promo responding to Kenzie Page. It speaks for itself.
And Natty cussing.
Kenzie, I heard you complaining about not getting the spotlight. Like you thought it was my job to elevate you like I've elevated everybody else? Complaining about being overlooked? Everybody in this business thinks they're overlooked until they piss off a woman who truly is. I haven't been avoiding you since Bloodsport, you asshole. I've been avoiding me. I've been trying to settle back into my life, trying to become okay with becoming Natalya again. I have been sitting in my life numb because I showed the world what I could do at Bloodsport. And I don't know if I could shut that side of me off now. I don't know if I want to. So you jumping me in my own ring, Kenzie? Oh, it didn't anger me. It freed me. Because now I have a reason to hunt you down and become who I truly am. And I don't care what the poster says, Kenzie. Natalya will not be showing up to the Crockett Cup. But Natty Neidhart will be. You see, because Natalya elevates, but Natty decimates. And for anybody that's been paying attention, Kenzie, they know how fucked you really are.
I love this. I fucking love it. I fucking love it.
Same.
Put the title on Natty.
It's Natalya. Yep. I'm here for it.
I'm sorry, but that fucking gave me fucking chills, dog. That Dude, what? I've seen that promo so many times, but yeah, just watching it with y'all, I swear, it still gives me fucking chills, dude. I
doesn't win
want that Natty in fucking WWE. I want that Natty.
Not the Maxine Dupree tag team. Can you give me that and have her actually win the NWA title?
Have that Natty just snap and just go fucking ape shit.
Balls to the wall, man. Balls to the wall.
Exactly. That would be fucking interesting. I hope. You know what, Triple H? That's what you need to do with Natty. You need to have her like that. You need to have her on there.
Speaking of girls on, man, my goodness gracious. So Thekla left with tears in her eyes while flipping off everybody at Stardom. President Taro Okada fired her. So, and it looks like Thekla looks to be on her way to AEW. I've heard of the name. I've not seen too much. I know she's done Stardom, but Paul, we'll go to you first, man. Your thoughts on Thekla?
I think this is probably one of the better pickups since like Megan Bain and Mariah May for AEW. And I really, really hope Tony takes into consideration what he's getting and how much of a talent this woman is. She is very much like Mariah, very much like Megan. She just has that presence with her, and man, I hope they shoot her to the moon. Please, whatever you do, do not give her to freaking Mercedes, because I swear, here's what you would get. If you put her with Mercedes and you let this woman go off, she would literally tear Mercedes' freaking arm off and probably beat her with it.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. If you have her go right for Mercedes, it makes no sense. Have her dominate.
No, I'm just saying at some point in time. But if you're gonna have her feud with somebody, have her feud with, at least have her have a good, debut. Give her the one thing that AEW, specifically Tony Khan doesn't do, is that he doesn't have vignettes. Like he does vignettes like every once in a great while. But he needs to have a vignette to show people who she is. Bring her into show matches of hers. You have that relationship with Stardom. Show matches of hers. Show clips of her matches. Say that she's coming. That would draw interest from people, especially people who are AEW diehards who don't know who she is.
Like, look at what WWE did with the debuts of Penta, with Phoenix, the return of Malachi.
Yep, those vignettes were fire.
Those were so well done. I mean, it was obvious who they were.
Yeah.
But that is how you do it. Like, I mean, some people are fine with it, like, oh, hey, it's this person, or this person's that's all well and good, but do something to hype them up, because for the diehards, it works. But for your casual person, they may see someone like that and be like, oh, who is this?
Yeah, it's the same thing like we mentioned with Mayu.
Exactly. Like, introduce them, like show people who they are.
I mean, again, it goes back to the Mayu Mashida stuff. It goes back to, here's Josh Alexander is like going against Adam Page and the fucking.
Oh, you the guy that lost his debut match and now is just like, eh.
Well, yeah, but but AEW doesn't have that relationship with TNA, so
I know.
But you could. I'm not saying that he hasn't worked for other promotions. I mean, I'm not saying that he hasn't worked outside of TNA, but you can have like vignettes, even if it were him working out. Working in a gym, getting pumped, getting ready. It doesn't have to show him in wrestling matches, but it could show him getting ready for matches, getting prepared for AEW. Little vignettes like that, to hype people up. They already know that he signed there.
Exactly.
But still, have the promos, have the vignettes to, show people who they are.
Have a vignette where he's in the ring training and he's just dog walking, some trainee.
Yeah. Right. But you don't get that with AEW. Again, back to the things back to the things that we hate that AEW doesn't do.
And that's one of them. And I mean, the other thing that was going on before we get to the releases, because it's about that time, folks. That
I gotta get a beverage.
Okay, fine.
You know where it's going.
Go ahead.
So what we have coming up as well, besides we get to these releases, folks, and Dan already is in the mood. I see him. There he is. We are going to talk about Crown Jewel for the first time, not being in Saudi Arabia ever, Perth, Australia. Let's go. Paul, hit it first because this is a big milestone for the Crown Jewel event.
Man, we got Perth, Australia. We are going to get in October SmackDown. We are going to get Crown Jewel, and we are going to get Monday Night Raw, all from Perth. That weekend is going to be incredible. It's going to be very, very early morning for me, pretty much mid-morning for you, I believe, because I know it's a 15-hour time difference between here and there.
I think it started last time at like 5 or 6 in the morning our time. Yeah.
Man, I got to be up at 2 o'clock in the morning trying to watch something.
Yeah, remember last time?
Just don't go to bed.
Oh, yeah, that was the last time. That's right. We were watching Elimination Chamber at 2 in the morning, and I asked you if you were awake. You were like, man, I was still on dream number 35.
Yeah,
the pirate hookers.
Stop it. It's 5 o'clock in the morning here. So it's like
it's the clown strippers.
Hey, man.
You? No.
Yeah.
No, that was Mike and his clown strippers.
Hey.
You.
But yeah, no, that's
Mike, Paul, and I don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge.
We don't judge. I will say this though.
Well, in front of you, we don't. With each other,
with each other, we judge you.
We judge.
Don't worry.
I see how it is.
So wait, nothing but love. Nothing but love.
It's all good. I feel y'all. But yeah, no, Crown Jewel in Perth. It's going to be exciting, and that weekend is going to be great for the Australia fans coming in. But yeah, in a way, I'm happy because it's not Saudi Arabia, so that's a plus.
Which
that's the one thing I think we're all happy about.
Oh yeah, I would just change the name. Like Crown Jewel to me is Saudi. Like that's their thing.
Associated with, yeah.
You're telling me you couldn't come up with something like anything?
I think the purpose of it was taking it out of Saudi Arabia, which I still think they're still getting King of the Ring.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. So I know you're going to get that show there. I don't know what other show that they're substituting it with, but apparently we're getting Crown Jewel in Perth, which is perfectly fine by me. If I have to get up at 1:30 in the morning, have a little bit of coffee to try and stay up through it, I'm okay with it. Either that or I'll just watch it later. Yeah. And try to stay off social media so I don't get no spoilers.
I think when Elimination Chamber happened, I got through the kickoff and then I passed out after that. I was like, yep, no, I'll just watch the rest of the event later.
And then you asked me if I'd watched it all, and I said, yeah.
It's fucking, you're out of your mind.
I did watch it all. In all honesty, I did watch it all because it was literally about 2.5 hours, and I went back in the room.
That's well, something that we're kind of not perfectly fine with, and we understand from the business perspective as well. Let's put that into perspective here. But with a lot of these releases, just very questionable. And we'll also put in the clip here of Suplex that Paul has sent talk about the releases, because there's a lot of ding-dongs out there. Like, y'all, don't be wishing for people to get released. That's not cool. Because, again,
it's fucking stupid.
It's fucking stupid, yes. So that clip will be inserted here.
Real quick, before I come on here and I talk about all the wrestlers who got released by WWE yesterday, I do want to talk to the fans real quick. WWE fans are the people who've been released: Jakara Jackson, Cora Jade, Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler. Whoever you're a fan of, I'm talking to you directly. I've been seeing a lot of, fuck Triple H, fuck TKO, fuck WWE on Twitter. And you know what? I get someone you've been watching entertain you for years has just been released. I understand your frustration. No one wants to see someone they like lose a job, especially in this economy. I get it. But I get the sense that some of you are being very, very performative about this right now because it's the cool thing to do. And you're not really going to do anything in the next 3 months when their 90-day compete clause is up or their 30-day compete clause is up. You're saying fuck WWE today, right now, but you're still going to watch Monday Night Raw Monday, which is fine. You're well within your right to still watch the company. But 3 months from now, Are you going to be watching AEW when these guys compete? Are you going to be buying merch from these people when they go off onto other company? When they decide to start their YouTube channels or any venture that involves Patreon or something like that? Are you going to be actually checking them out, sharing it with your friends, supporting them? Like I said, it's fuck WWE until the next show comes around. Just remember the next show that comes around won't feature the wrestlers that got released today. So, make sure you are doing your part in supporting these wrestlers in any way that you can. If the answer is no, I only watch WWE, then that is fine too, but also understand that you don't truly support these wrestlers, you support the product these wrestlers were on. Which is counterintuitive to the statement you were just making 12 hours ago when you found out they were released. So again, if you're a fan of these people, make sure you're doing your part. Listen, I'm not saying you gotta watch every single piece of television they're on, you gotta watch every single match, you gotta buy every single I'm not saying all that, that's unrealistic. You don't gotta buy everything they sell, but make sure at the very least showing up and giving them engagement. That's all I ask.
But good God almighty, we have a lot of people to talk about here. So here's the list of releases. Katana Chance, Kaden Carter, we'll get to Dakota Kai and Braun Strowman, Shayna Baszler, Gigi Dolan, Cora Jade, Eddie Thorpe, Riley Osborne, Jakara Jackson, Gallus, Oro Mensah, Javier Bernal. We also found out that Shotzi's contract will not be renewed. And we also found out that Danny Palmer, who was from NXT and Evolve, has also been let go from the company and her contracts ran out. So that is the latest of the two, Danny Palmer and Shotzi, along with these people I listed here. Where do y'all want to start? I'll put also the statements as well in the clip in the that they put out.
How about we start with the ones that we are, I would say we're okay with, but I mean, not okay with. I guess however which way you want to look at it. I guess the ones that are kind of a little bit more expected, but not really.
You know,
yeah, go ahead.
I just gotta get this rant out of the fucking way.
Okay, Dan, go ahead.
You know, it's unfortunate that this happened. Gallus was so fucking talented. You had so many goddamn chances to bring them up. You have Monday Night Raw that is hurting for tag teams. Who do you have? Who do you have on Raw? You have New Day.
Judgment Day.
You have American Made. You have Judgment Day, and you have War Raiders. That's literally fucking it.
The Creed brothers. Oh, yeah.
I said American Made.
Sorry, yeah. Okay.
That's literally all the fuck you have. Gallus, you had them helped Rock get into ring shape for WrestleMania 40. A guy who had not wrestled before in over 10 years. When Rock even said he couldn't have done it without them. And what's the thanks? Oh, hey, here, we're gonna let you squander an NXT for a year, and then fuck you, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Bullshit. That was a big fucking mistake. I hope either TNA picks them up or New Japan. I think they would make a killing in Japan. Here's an idea. Put them in a fucking Bullet Club with Dave Finlay.
I like that. I mean, the last time we saw Gallus, they had just actually gotten over to Evolve and they were starting to do their thing on Evolve.
Exactly. And then you look at the women's, all the women that they got rid of. What was it that I said? One of our last shows. Didn't I say that NXT had one of the best women's rosters in the fucking industry right now? You got rid of all the good ones you had. Fucking Shayna Baszler, who was one of your absolute killers. You had her when her NXT run, and she was fucking unstoppable. And then you bring her up. You have her in that elimination chamber where she eliminated everybody.
And then she got killed at WrestleMania 36.
In minutes. Minutes in a fucking handicap match. I don't care what anybody says. It was a fucking handicap match. If you want to see us talk more about it, check out Uncaged. Peep Pop number 2.
Yes.
But no. And then you have the future. You had Gigi Dolan, and why am I?
Shotzi.
You had JC Jane and Gigi Dolan. You had those two who were absolutely incredible. They should not have still been in NXT.
No, it was Tatum Paxley.
Well, when they were with Mandy Rose.
Oh yeah, that one was
Those two.
JCJ.
JC Jane and Gigi Dolan should have been up on the main roster by now. You had Cora Jade, who had so much potential. You put her with Roxanne Perez a couple weeks ago. But no, you could have had her in a run for the NXT title. No, I don't understand this. And you know what? I will say there is one name on this list. And before I do that, Dakota Kai. So fucking underrated. She had that match with Lyra Valkyria for the women's IC title in that finals match a couple months back.
It was great.
Great match. And the crowd loved her. And she has gotten canned twice, both for bullshit reasons. You know, we rip on Tony Khan, you know, that he hires ex-WWE people all the time. I would love if he signed her and Shayna. Shayna is so undervalued. Tony, sign Shayna and you will not regret it. The one name on this fucking list that I am really not all that surprised, Braun Strowman. I mean, since he came back, it's been, what, about 3 years, give or take? What has he done? He has done the same gimmick for the last 5 years. It hasn't been the same. Get these hands. He has not improved. And it has been the constant complaint with Braun Strowman is that it's the same shit with him all the damn time. It's the same. And, you know, we rip on Tony. What the fuck, Paul? And not you, Paul. Big Paul. Triple H. Good old Paul Levesque.
I mean, I think it's TKO. Triple H does not.
Wait, he has input on this shit. You can't tell me that he doesn't.
True. Very true. I think it's
in the fuck. I do not the biggest shocker I will say here, Gallus. And it's not just because, you know, they're Irish, I'm Irish, they're Scottish, I'm Scottish. Nothing to do with it. You have so many amazing talents here. No, and I will say this on a positive note, none of goddamn microphone. None of these fucking people, not a single one, well, except maybe Braun. He said some shit on Twitter himself. None of them will struggle to find work. Caden Carter and Katana Chance, former WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, wherever those two end up, are so fucking talented. You know, we talked about Caden Carter, you know, on Uncaged for the Mae Young Classic, which, you know, if you want to hear Mike and I talk more about that, check out Uncaged. Mike's going to put the link below. Cheap Pop number 3. And for the people that are cheering on this or would wish someone to get released, saying, oh, why didn't they release this person? Why didn't they release that person? Oh, fuck you. The fact that you would wish somebody to lose their fucking job, like, these are people, every single person here has busted their fucking ass. Dakota Kai has worked so goddamn hard to improve. And she was getting over with the crowd. You know, before when people would get released, we knew, oh, Vince was, he's paying he's paying, hush money. This is what a lot of them were in the 2020 releases. The fuck's the excuse here? Like I said, we thought it was, maybe they're trying to, I think they're getting ready to purchase something.
It could be a performance.
And they need to free up capital.
I think it's a performance-based thing, but I tend to agree with you. It's like you have Dakota Kai. I get she's injury-prone. I understand that. But, like, what she was doing with Lyra Valkyria, what she was doing to become a babyface, like, she was working. Eddie Thorpe, literally.
Paul Fredericks from New Japan.
He was feuding with Trick Williams, and we saw him
back. He will go back to New Japan.
And then the North American title thing, and then, like, that was it for Eddie Thorpe. I think for me on this list, Gallus, man, I love them in NXT UK and NXT. I'm sure they'll do fine. I wouldn't say go to AEW because, the Grizzled Young Veterans are doing so well on Ring of Honor right now.
Oh, yeah, they're killing it.
Oh, they're killing it. Riley Osborne, he hadn't done anything since Chase U. They just started him on Evolve. Javier Bernal, who was the husband of Tatum Paxley, just got back from injury. He was on Evolve for a little bit, nothing. Who else we got here? I mean, we'll go through them as well. I'll go with it with Paul. I'll go last on this because Paul has to rant too. So go ahead, Paul.
Okay, so specifically, this is the way I'm looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it as, from a business perspective, but also as what they're trying to accomplish here. And a lot of these names, it has me scratching my head. Specifically, a lot of the women that are on this roster. You had Cora Jade, who was just literally on Raw not 2 weeks ago. You had her on NXT not even a week ago. Jakara Jackson. Oh my God. You literally broke up Metaphor to release her.
And
I get it. Lash Legend is the bigger name, is the bigger person literally in the group. But Jakara is just stand and deliver. Go watch that pre-show. Go watch that tag team match. Man, that girl just wild out in that damn match. Probably one of the best performances she's ever had on the biggest fucking stage at Stand and Deliver. She literally killed it. No, did they win? No, but damn, she went out there and went balls to the wall. Why she is gone is beyond fucking me, because you could literally package her and Lash, put them up on the main roster. You need women tag teams. You literally just disbanded another tag team by taking away Gigi Dolan, by taking away Shotzi, by not renewing Shotzi. Literally, you had Chemical X on your freaking thing. Now all you have is Tatum Paxley left. And what is she gonna do? I'm pretty sure within the next couple of weeks, you may see her gone, which again, now you're thinning out your freaking roster. I understand you have an abundance of talented women that are there and can do so much. But God, you have Gigi Dolan, you have Cora Jade, who are gone. Eddie Thorpe, I can understand. I get it. You had him in a feud, but I mean, he wasn't really doing anything prior to that. A lot of the names that were on here from the guys, I'm okay with. I guess, I wish them all the best. I wish they do more wherever they go. Braun Strowman, I understand it. I understand that he was very much injury prone over the last couple of years. I understand that he's I understand the sentimental reason for keeping him. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I really, really don't. But I get why he's not going to be there anymore. But hey, I do wish him the best, because he is such an awesome guy. He is very, very genuine. A gentle giant, But I can reiterate the same thing that DC said, in saying that he's the same character he's been since he got there. Yeah, he is. So it doesn't really surprise me. Shayna fucking Baszler. Oh my God. I agree. Tony Khan should pick her up. Tony Khan should pick her up for the specific reason that he needs someone to come in there and whoop somebody's asses. That's going to be the woman to come in there and whoop somebody's asses.
Yep.
As far as like, this is the way I see it. I think a lot of these guys are going to hit the indies. A lot of these guys and girls are going to hit the indies, but specifically the women, I want to point out Shotzi, Jakara, Gigi, Cora Jade. You four specific women, please, for God's sakes, do not go to AEW. I'm not saying that because I don't think AEW would do anything with them. I just think the one roster that actually looks like it's starting to deplete is TNA. Their roster is pretty much starting to fade away, that luster that it once had. now that they just ended Indy, I'm hoping that it continues to ramp up. Masha really has no competition. The only competition that she really had was Jordan Grace, who's now in WWE. Logically look at it, look at the roster up and down. The only person that she ever feuded with was literally Jordan Grace. So if those 4 women can please just head over to TNA, that would be perfect for me and perfect for them. It would be a perfect scenario for them to thrive in. And I hope they do. And I hope some of the guys also end up over there too, because you got guys that are there that are aging out.
Okay.
That's my rant.
Gallus would be a great pick for them.
And Gallus would be a great pickup for TNA too. But that would be, like I said, specifically the guys. They weren't doing anything with Gallus. I get what they did with The Rock. I get that, but still, they weren't doing anything with them. So specifically in my mind, the women have places to go, but I think the only one that should go to AEW is Shayna Baszler. All the other women should just head over to TNA and just literally kick ass there, because they could do so much. Or Marigold or Stardom. I could see that a lot of the women that have reached out to that said something to Gigi, that said something to Cora Jade, are all pretty much telling them to go to TNA. So that's just me. And I specifically think a lot of the women should go to TNA, and I agree with you, Gallus should go too.
Yeah,
because those are 3 guys that can go over there and kick ass.
Okay, so I'm going to give my 2 cents on it now. Well, before I'll start with Shayna first. So this was one of the things that came out per Fightful. Shayna Baszler had helped out at NXT recently, causing a big surprise of her release from WWE. Baszler had re-signed with the company last year. So they re-signed her last year, and now this year she is gone. So I'll start with Shayna Baszler. I look at a woman who, like you guys mentioned with Japan, I would say she's either going to go to TNA or AEW. Reason why I say TNA, I would love to see her and Masha kill it for the Knockouts Championship. AEW, you could put her in there with anybody, and I think she'd kill it. So if you want, like you guys mentioned, a killer, and her girl is there as well in Marina Shafir. Gigi Dolan is married to Zachary Wentz, so I see Gigi Dolan going to TNA to be with her hubby. Cora Jade, man, I think in this current scenario with what we have, I think Julia's the better fit with Roxanne, and Cora Jade, again, injury prone or right, but she was doing her thing with Roxanne, and she has such potential and is very good at what she does. Going back to the Elena Black name, I love to see her in TNA and the Knockouts as well. And Jacquard, good.
I think, Mike, you gotta say I don't think Cora Jade's going to AEW for one reason.
Go ahead and say it.
Real Glass, Cry Me a River.
Thank you. Thank you so much, because she is a CM Punk girl. So, yes, that is also...
They won't sign her just because of that. Because Tony's spiteful.
You're friends with CM Punk, go fuck yourself! Ah! Okay, so now that I got that out...
You're friends with Punk, I won't pay you!
Go fuck yourself, have a Pepsi, fuck you! Ah! So...
I think, like I said, the only one that should go to AEW should be Shayna Baszler, and all the other women should go to TNA.
Okay.
That's just specifically to stack up their roster, because if what that man said down below is true, then what we could get by the end of the year is WWE purchasing TNA, and literally you can end up having the women back in WWE, and
okay,
I don't think they'd be going anywhere.
It's happening. I'm telling you, it's happening.
So with Eddie Thorpe, I also think he'll go back to New Japan. Riley Osborne and Javier Bernal, I'll say, are the indies. Same with Ora Mensa. Gallus, I'd love to see in TNA against like the Hardys and like friggin' like everything that they're doing there. The system, the Nemeth would be.
The system was more or less what I was thinking of.
Hell yeah, same with the system. Jakara Jackson, man, I'd love to see her in the Knockouts with Tasha Steelz and the great women that we have there. I think that would be sweet. Who else we got here? Braun Strowman. Paul Heyman on the Pat McAfee show, he even said like Braun Strowman was upset about the fact that he wasn't on WrestleMania. And Paul Heyman looked that man in the eyes and pretty much said the reason why you're on WrestleMania is because you suck. So that was Paul Heyman to Braun Strowman. And I mean, he did his thing with helping Jacob Fatu and Bronson Reed. But with Braun Strowman goes, I'm sure he'll do the indies as well. Dakota Kai, who I love to death, much like you guys, I would love to see her in TNA. I would love to see her go against the likes of the Steph DeLanders and the Indy Hartwells. I think that would be sweet. Katana Chance and Kater Carter, former tag team champions. Nothing came after that. Like, they drafted her to SmackDown and nothing. Them in the TNA Knockouts tag team division, I think would be sweet. Go against Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance. I think that would be sweet. Everybody else, Shotzi, man, she did her thing shortly in TNA. I'd love to see her back in TNA. And everybody else there, yeah. I mean, Danny Palmer, I'm sure will do indies, but yeah, I'm more of the things of everybody go to TNA, and I'm just going with Shayna Baszler, either TNA or AEW. I most likely think more AEW, but yeah, I'm in agreement with y'all. But wherever these people land up, I think they're going to kill it, and I'm excited for the ride.
The nice thing is, and you guys all remember, years ago when it was just WWE, talent would get released, you would have to worry, being like, where are they going to go?
But now we have places.
There is no shortage of wrestling out there. There's what was his name? Scott D'Amore in Maple Leaf Pro.
Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. There you go.
That's gearing up. He's going to be looking to pad his roster. I could see a number of these people going there.
Yeah, and that's another promotion that I think will probably garner a lot of the interest from a lot of this talent too.
I think, at least though, for me, the biggest shocker out of that list, which, assuming this is it, and that they aren't letting more go, hopefully not. But to me, the biggest shocker was Shayna.
Who'd been there since 2017.
Yeah. And I hope to God Tony signs her, because honestly, she could do so much for AEW.
She could work with a lot of people.
Imagine her 90 days are up and you just randomly have her come out and just dog walk somebody.
I wouldn't mind it. I think that would actually help her more.
Turn her into the absolute badass that we know she can be.
Have her like she was in NXT, pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that what you said about her and Masha Slamovich could definitely be one of the things that we would just
that's what I'm saying.
Elevate over.
I get the AEW stuff, but I think TNA is the hotter brand to go to now.
I would say this. In the off chance, or in the chance that any of these released talents watch our fine program, which if you want to see more of our programs, click the links below. Cheap Pop number 4. If I could say one thing to these talents, it would be take a moment to breathe. This has been a shock to you all as much as it is us, more so actually. But make them regret getting rid of you. Make them regret ever deciding to get rid of you. And Mike, you can put it up. I think Matt Cardona's comments, the advice that he gave to the released talent, have been, I think, say it all. Basically saying, hey, here are your options.
That's the thing. I mean, Cardona does this every time they would get released. He always has because he was there with the Zack Ryder character, he got over on his own, and then he got released and did what he did on the indies and everything. So
he's killing it.
Oh, he absolutely is. And I mean, that's the beautiful thing of what we get to see from Matt Cardona. If there's anybody that understands what it's like to be on the independent,
Paul, you're muted.
That is what we get. Paul, thank you.
I said and Shotzi said number 3.
Yeah, exactly. So here is what Matt Cardona
Dakota Kai put that gif from GTA San Andreas. Oh shit! Here we go again.
Here we go again. We'll have all that in there. So this is what Matt Cardona had to say. To the recently released, you have 3 choices: fade into obscurity, coast off of your WWE name, work your ass off, reinvent yourself, make a lot of money, and have a lot of fucking fun. Love, the indie god. Says it right there.
He's right.
He is. Whew. And that is a perfect way to segue and close out this fine program. We had a lot to talk about. We had a lot to get off our chests, but hopefully there will not be any more releases as we get towards this fine upcoming week, because that was a lot to really take in. So whoever is out there, do your thing. For those who were released, go and work your ass off and reinvent yourself.
Getting rid of you.
Exactly. So with that being said, this concludes another weekly review. And before we close this out, Paul Morales, I'll let you go first. Promote the social medias.
Of course, I am the Dead Man of RWT. You can find all my links below. You can go onto my Twitter, go into my bio. You can find my link tree where you can find all of my links to my social medias, and of course, you can find to this fine show right here, and Mr. Michael Larkin up on. Oh yeah, that guy. No, that guy over there. That guy over there. Yeah, Mr.
He's
Michael
got more
Larkin.
hair than me.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah, Mr. Michael Larkin over there. Where you can find all of us. So I'm Allie's dad, and of course that's DC. Oh wait, that's DC on that side. Sorry, Daniel Crimmins. Where can we find you at?
You can find me on Instagram. Mike's going to put the link below. The newly formatted version of the Pundit will be going live tomorrow. Whole new format is coming. You know, I had a big think about how and what format I wanted to take the show. You know, I look at what we were doing and what I was doing with the Pundit were essentially the same fucking thing. So it's like, why am I going to cover the same show twice?
Right.
Kind of silly. So I got some stuff cooking. So you're going to see my rants, and you know what? Some of it's going to be a little bit unhinged, but hey, people like my unhinged rants. You know, if you want to see more of my unhinged rants, you can check out Kicking It with the TSK, our review of AEW Dynasty, where we absolutely obliterated that ending.
Yep.
Pop number 5.
So
and that's 5 of just mine.
Yeah. Okay. So if you, God damn it, if you want to check out this fine program and everything that we do, go to S&M Network Shows, cheap plug number 6, for the YouTube channel, and subscribe for On the Mic with Mike, the weekly review, Deep into the Heart of Wrestling with Robert and Nicola, Uncaged with Daniel Crimmins and I, Pop Culture History Podcast. Jesus, it's so many great shows on this fine channel. The LFC Podcast, links will be in the description. 11. You could check out me out on Twitter, SM Show 1 and MCL92, Larkin_92, M Larkin MB on Instagram, StephenMikeShow.com, LFCfights.com. I'll just fucking put 15 on the fucking cheap pop the monitor here. So with that being said, for Daniel Crimmins, for Paul Morales, my name is Mike Larkin. DC is bald as fuck. Thank you for listening to another edition of the Weekly
Review.
Thank you for listening to another edition of the Weekly Review.
You'll be bald too somewhere, you big bald bitch.
Biatch! So with that being said, for Daniel Crimmins, Paul Morales, my name is Mike Larkin. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Happy birthday, Allie.
Happy birthday, Allie.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow.
The past is gone. Now's the future.